Hello, my friends. This is Kate. Thank you so much for coming by my channel. I have a couple things to share with you today. One, I finished my little fabric journal and I love how it turned out. So I'm going to show you that. And then, okay, so I have a few things. I know it's a shocker, but Facebook Marketplace. Somebody says, hey, I'm getting out of the antique marketing stall business and I'm liquidating my things. That deserves a drive, even if it's an hour away. So I headed down there this week and met the nicest person. Her name's Amber. And I bought a few things from her. So I'm going to share this with you because who doesn't love a mini haul? So that's what's today. And I do have an estate sale coming up this weekend. So stay tuned. But let's get to the fabric journal. So here she is, my little fabric journal that I was working on earlier. I am so happy with how this turned out. I've got, this cover, which I had showed you that has, that I used on a bag recently. I've got a few more of these panels left because the runner had a bunch of them. But I loved this color combination, and so I used it throughout. Now, okay, so I have given her a closure. Just a little piece of lace around a tiny Suffolk puff. It's stitched on here. It doesn't really, it's not visually a lot, but it's so nice to be able to close off my little journal. And especially as it gets bigger, with stuff in it, the lace is kind of stretchy and there's plenty of room for it to get a little bigger, or I could always put a bigger piece on if I wanted to. All right, now what she got was a whole lot more pockets. And I also went with some fabrics that give it a little more of a pop. So right inside the front, I used this fabric, which I love, and I just put a simple pocket on. Little bit of embroidery off of a hanky and a little bit of lace. Then we turn the page and we've got these 3 embroideries, which were a set, and then a little tucking pocket there and a pocket here. Okay, so every page has a pocket. I just thought, if I'm using this for journaling, I'm going to want places to put little cards or things like that. This one doesn't have a pocket on it. I just love how it looks. Little one here. I still love this. It's almost like a little bookmark, but it sticks out. Super cute. And then you turn the page and you have a double pocket on this page. So we've got this one and then this other little one. I just took 2 rows of lace to make this pocket. And I really love how it looks and how it coordinates with some of the other pages. I think that it's cool when you're making something like this to have repeating themes. So we have the colors, we have this fabric, which we use again here. These all coordinate, and then the doily that they were on is here. So again, across the pages. And then occasionally you have something really simple to just kind of give the eye a break. And there's a lot going on this side. I like the little theme of kind of blue flowers like this throughout. I loved this. This was off of another project. It was just a tiny little piece I had left, and she finds the perfect home right on this pocket. Love, of course, the yellow and blue together. Looks really good. Then I just took an end of one of these fabric napkins and I made a little pouch kind of pocket out of it. I like that. I used this to cover some stitching just because it was a little bit detracting, and obviously anytime I can add a little piece of lace, that looks really pretty. You may remember making this flower with the woven rose center. I love it still, and so some pages are just decorative like that one. And then I ended up doing a twin on the back, and this little twin has a button for the center instead of a woven rose. And then I didn't finish off this. This is just the back of this one, but I like it. It's a little spiky. There's a lot of flowers like that are a little spiky, so hey, it works. Then this is a different fabric from this, but same color palette, and so fun and vibrant. I just like how it adds a pop here. So another pocket here, and the final page has a simple pocket. And then this little piece, so I just stitched this one night while watching television with my husband, I think. It's just another little flower with a button center. And this is, I think, what they call a belly band, where you can tuck from both sides. I left it free like that so that I could tuck things in We'll see. If I end up needing a pocket, I'll stitch it down, but I liked it. This little edge came off of a pillowcase, and I actually have a scroll of this little pillowcase. I'll show you. So look at this. It's on a wooden bobbin that I picked up for nothing practically at that antique fair. I think they had 3 for $1 or something like that. So I picked this up and I just wound a length of this edge of a pillowcase. And whenever I want something to do, I'll just stitch on this. But I didn't do that on here. I felt like it had enough going on. So I just left the little flowers as they are on both sides. And then we have the back cover. Again, a piece of embroidery off of a napkin. Love. And this was one of those that had just the border and not the design in the center. And I love that. So you can see here, when I carried it around the back, I just didn't worry about how long it was going to be. And I stitched this piece on to fill in what I needed for my cover. You know, so you can always use a piece of fabric that's not the right size. You can just add to it. Here's our button closure with a little bit of lace, and she is done. I put this background here so you don't have to look at my ugly wool gray. I don't know if it'll stay, but I did that for you guys, so I hope it is better. All right, so that is my little fabric journal. I love her. She's so cool. Okay, I want to show you a couple other things that I finished up recently. This is one, it had been just kind of sitting around for a while. I took this little napkin and it just needed something in the middle. So I put a doily and then I stitched a little bit and then I made some flowers and some little knots. It's obviously desperately in need of ironing, but I sewed it on to just a little pouch and I'm probably going to make a pillow out of it. It could be a little handbag, just a really simple one. I don't know. For now, it's just a little pouch and I could line it if it was a handbag. But, you know, again, if you've got one of these little napkins with the Battenberg lace on it, it's a perfect frame for a little design. This is very simple, obviously, but so pretty. You know, it's just a little something. I could add more here, but I think it might be finished. So I thought I'd show you that. Okay, friends. I want to show you what I got from Amber, who was cleaning out her supply of linens. She had some lovely little pieces, and I'm just going to walk them through with you. I think, forgive me if any of this is something I showed you before. I was cleaning up, and it is possible I put some other stuff over here, but I think this is all from her. So I love this. It's such a pretty design on both sides. You know, these beautiful little flowers with one of these motifs on it. So beautiful. And then I have this, and I don't think I actually got this from Amber, but I don't know if I showed it to you. Isn't that pretty? We have this basket design with the draping flowers, and then this is a nice size. It's in really good condition. So that's something I would like to use as it is. We'll see. And then we've got a few little flowers here and this design and this just really cool kind of deco-ish design around the edges. That is cool. This is the thing. She had sets of, I think you might call them tray cloths or doilies. So this is a set of 3 that all go together. Look at how pretty this is. Look how pretty this is. We have a butterfly on the side. We have a fabulous design around the edges and these beautiful flowers coming down. And then, that's not all. We've got, to go with it, we have 2 smaller pieces. And I love that they are in opposite corners, you know, so we've got the symmetry there. I could see using this all on one piece. You know, that would be cool. These very well may be ones that I just tuck away for later. I think I've told you before. There's some that I may tuck away for a future person to use. You know, maybe I'll have a granddaughter who's into this and I don't want all the linens to be used up, so I might save out a few for her. This is a beautiful small tray cloth. Let's see. Yeah, this is the front, all hand embroidered. I love the little crocheted circles. And then the backstory is so cute. I've got the hand stitching. But these obviously would be fantastic as a closure on a pouch. Okay, then we've got, this one has such pretty edging. Look at this. Aren't those beautiful? We have this crochet, and this is a very simple round one. I'll just show it to you half at a time. So again, what great texture. And I love that it alternates on the sides and then just has a really simple pattern along the edges of dots and lines. We've got the same thing on the other side. And then we have all through it these crocheted edging that's so pretty. And they're big. You know, those edges are really big, so you can really, they'd stand out. This is a very simple little towel. I don't have any idea how old it is, but I just like it. I love it as a foundation fabric. The stitching doesn't go through the back. It's just like on the surface, which is kind of interesting. If anyone knows why that is, please tell me below. But it has a little bit of a fringe, so you know I would love to use that on a pouch. And then the rest is just a really fabulously textured piece of fabric. So that is very useful. I'll see what that wants to become. Very pretty. This is just a sweet little towel that has a design of a teapot. Isn't that pretty? So teapot, like, I love how angular it is, the teapot and the cup. And then we've got flowers on both sides. So pretty on this little striped towel. I like it. Then we have, okay, this is just so random, but it was just a piece of fabric that was in there and it has farm animals on it. I don't know what it is or where it came from. It looks like a towel, actually. And I don't know even with the colors, but I'm sure I could use like these little pigs on the blue background or that cow with the flowers on him. I don't know about the greens, but this little sheep, that's cute. And what is this? What is that head? I think that's like some kind of a mountain goat maybe. Anyway, it's really random, but it was tucked in there and hey, I love it. That will get used. You gotta have a little humor, right? All right, now I've got two of these little napkins. Again, a really pretty crocheted edge. I love that there's these little designs. So it's the same on both sides. Little designs, crocheted edge, and just one single flower in the corner. And they're both like that. So I've got two of those. That's pretty. This was just a little silk hanky. So light. I love how these isn't that amazing? The fabrics are so light. So this one, obviously I could fussy cut some of these little designs. We have people, we've got little town, houses. We have this design in the center, which is cool. It has some staining on it, but I'm obviously not worried about that. These little designs and flowers. So I don't know. It's not in the kind of condition where I would probably use it all together, but definitely cutting out some of these designs, it will find, I'm sure, use in a bunch of different projects. So that was a fun little find. This little napkin, love the edge on it. Isn't that so pretty? It's like a blanket stitch, but like with a double. If somebody knows what that's called, tell me. And then we have just a very pretty little circlet of flowers. You know, again, I say it every time, but learning so much about design from all of these projects. You know, that looks so pretty. And I like how they've alternated the ones with the dot with just a few, but it's all in the same color, so it really brings a lot of harmony there. That looks great. Okay, so I had originally seen this set on Facebook Marketplace, which is kind of why I contacted her in the first place. It is a complete set of placemats and dinner napkins, all done with this little needlepoint flower. I mean, that is a really nice little set. I think there are 6 of each. Now, there is some staining on it. I'm going to have to really look at it and see, you know. I mean, the thing is, I use placemats some, but I don't know if I would use this. I really don't. There's a lot of discoloration on them, so I probably will end up using pieces of it, even though there's so many of them. So we'll see. I might save out some of them. In fact, I probably will. But I loved this big rose on the placemat. We've got, you know, and obviously could use this whole piece as the closure on something and then just stitch over the parts that have stains and things on them. But isn't that so pretty with the shading with the different crosses on it? I love that. So that's the placemats, and I believe there's 6 of them. And then the napkins are similar, coordinating, and they just have this simple rosebud design, also in the needlepoint with all the coordinating fabric. And then they all have this machine edged green. So those are just a cool little set. Same with this. This is another set she had posted, and this was kind of why I went out there in the first place. So all of these are applique flowers in kind of this aqua and sort of a seafoam green. And there are, I think, 12. 1, 2, 3. Here, let me pull it off. No, maybe there's 6. Hold on. Anyhow, there's a bunch of them. And these linens are in really nice shape. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? Little bit of detail of orange. I love the stamens. Look at that. It's so delicate. It just reminds you, you know, painting with just one strand, it is effective. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 of these napkins, all in really nice shape. So, you know, I have a good amount of applique flowers, so that one again might just stay as a set there. All right, this is a larger runner. So again, we've got the same design on both sides, but in different colors, which is always kind of fun. All right, so just so you can see this, we've got the bottom. I love the combination of the outlined flowers and the very simple vines with these flowers. Doesn't that look so pretty? I love it. And then the rest of that design on this half has these at the top. Then you've got a little visual break, and then you have it again, but in different colors. So here we have pink. So the pink flowers. And then missing some stitching. It is stitched, it's not just the pattern. And then we have the bottom of the other one, and I think it matches the other. Yeah, same colors. So pretty. And I mean, I will probably harvest out this, you know, and use them in different projects. And then the fabric itself feels really nice. It has some damage. Some of the stitches are missing, but that's all right. Okay, now we have another little set of doilies. Look at that, matching. You know, and again, they could both go on the same project, or I could make 2 similar ones. And I really would love, you know, I like using this as a complete piece, that part of it at least, you know, and it could even fold over a pouch so that this is on the back. If you do that, then in the future, somebody could use the whole thing again. So that's another thought. But 2 of those with this little basket, and then basket of flowers, and then we have the stitching of the crosses, and then we have another little flower on the back. Such a sweet design. I really like that. All right. Okay, I do not know what that is. What is that? I said, I don't know. I mean, it's like little red things with black dots. It looks like somebody peeking over, but that's not what it is. I thought it was a mushroom. I guess it's just a flower. I don't know. Guesses below, please, because I don't know what that is. I will say, though, I really like the different sizes that they did of the black thread as a design. Isn't that cool? It just looks really, I don't know, it's really has a cool graphic element. And then these simple flowers. We again have a tiny little crocheted edge, and it's really pretty. But that cracks me up because I don't know what is happening there. So it's funny because I looked at this and then I looked at the back and I was like, wait, is that the design? But no, because this is the back. So this is the design for sure. It has the same black lines again. It's missing a few stitches, but that's okay. We can fix that. But look at these. I think these are flowers with strawberries. Either that or they're tiny bouquets, like little clusters of French knot flowers. Either way, love. This would be, once I fix it up, it would be a great frame for another little thing inside. I could see this being on the front of a pouch. That would be so cute. So it does not have the weird design from the other thing. Not weird, just unusual. Okay, then you can imagine my delight when I opened up this little crinoline lady. Isn't she so sweet? And I love that the focus is on her hat and her basket of flowers, and then she has this little detail on the bodice, and then she's gesturing, and her little ribbons and hair are floating. That's just really sweet. So that would make a beautiful design on a piece. And then we have this little one, also so sweet. I mean, aren't there beautiful little pieces? Amber had a lovely collection. She's just getting out of running a market booth. And so she was so happy that somebody wanted these and would give them a good home and use them, which I have obviously thrilled to do. All right, so we've got one loose thread over here. I can fix that. But aren't these butterflies sweet? In a little flower garden. Like I could see this at the bottom of a piece, and then we can fill in with all kinds of other flowers and things like that. That's just lovely. And then another butterfly piece. This is much larger. Isn't that fun? So we have cross-stitched little flowers, but I mean, they're not cross-stitched, but crosses on the flowers. We have the embroidery on these little spiky stems with I guess they're leaves. I don't know. Are they? They kind of look like thorns to me, but maybe that's just my experience. And then we've got this really interesting detail along the edges. We have this beautiful detail in the yellow. Like, how would you do that? I think it's hand done. I mean, it seems pretty clear that it's hand done. But I love these, and then the yellow going through. This is a really pretty design. And then, of course, on the other side, it's round, which I can't really show you well, but the flowers continue around the whole thing, and then we just have the one feature butterfly. That is so beautiful. I love the texture. We've got French knots and crosses. It's really effective how it kind of brings the scale down and then makes it a little bit bigger. So pretty. All right. Another little doily. This one, the edges are pretty frayed, but that's okay. We've got a very pretty design. Simple flowers, and it is finished. It's in a variegated gray, or maybe not. Maybe she just stopped and used gray and then black, which is interesting. I mean, that's interesting. I haven't seen something like that before. We've got our flowers, and I love these flowers. Isn't that pretty? And then the edging has, you have a little bit of an edge here. It's frayed off on that side, but as we all know, we love those little frayed edges, so that's fine. Now this set is very interesting. Okay, check this out. So, for one thing, this, I mean, okay, I have some questions. One was, is it machine stitched? No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like the way they've tied it off, it is hand done. Then I had questions about how much of the background, these little boxes, like was this printed on or is it stitched? But there is, I mean, there is texture all down these lines. I think that the lines are machine stitched with an incredibly tiny stitch. Anyway, I don't understand the background, how they did it, but I guess I don't have to understand. I can just enjoy. But this part I do get. So we've got these just little short straight stitches. And I think that this is really interesting, how we've got the little back and forth and then 3 stitches, you know, all the way around. We have dots, but they aren't French knots. They're also just little short satin stitches. So we have this doily, then we have another with a little, that's a little bit smaller. So we have this little discoloration, and then we have a pillowcase with a little discoloration on it, and a button on the back, and you know, that's just how it is. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I'll leave it. I'll probably just leave it as a pillowcase and see if somebody wants to use it that way. Of course, we've got some discoloration, so I'm going to see what a good soak does here. But that is a very interesting design, and with the 3 pieces. All right, then I got this piece of the most yummy, I think it's silk. I don't know. It could be fake silk because I'm not a connoisseur of fabrics, but ladies and gentlemen, this is a huge piece of fabric. And it has, let me see if I can show you all of the designs. The ground is this floral part goes all the way up to the top. And then we have the border again. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you the bottom half of it. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, here we go. So we've got the floral pattern that goes all the way up till it meets this again. We have these circles. It feels incredible. It is so silky, satiny. Yeah, it's gotta be silk. Look how it floats. I mean, it could be acrylic, but I don't know. Oh, I know. You know what you can do? If it stays warm when you crunch it up, then it's natural fiber. Oh yeah, it's heating up. So I think this is silk. Wow. We have this, this is what drew me, this little ground of flowers, which I could see in all kinds of applications in garden. And then this bright red. But this is a big piece of fabric. So I am gonna tuck this away. I mean, it would make a gorgeous scarf or some other, you know, some other use like that. It could maybe even be a skirt, like a sari, I mean, like a wraparound skirt or something like that. Anyway, it is such a cool piece of fabric. So that was in there. And then the last thing I grabbed as I was leaving, I saw it in the corner, was this table runner with owls. Aren't they cute? I love them. Little winking owl, half asleep. These owls are very bright-eyed. There is a design on both sides. So I've got 2 sets of owls and a little bit of a crocheted edge on an off-white linen background. A little bit of staining here and there, but I think I will take these out. I could use them individually. I will probably use at least 1 set together because how cute are they? So this is the owls. I love them. And I'm excited to see where they're going to end up. So I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a vintage haul. And please stay tuned because I cannot wait to see what I find in this upcoming estate sale. I hope you enjoyed our little stash video and that you enjoyed seeing that fabric journal come together. If you could take a moment to like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. So I will talk to you very soon, and I look forward to seeing some of your designs. Again, if you want to leave your handle below so I can see you on Instagram, I would love to check out what you're doing. Have a great day.